The year is 2073. You're stuck in the middle of a closet. The skinwalkers are everywhere. Zombies are everywhere. The libs everywhere. The only thing you have is a scope carbine and a pair of camo Crocs. What's up, my Jews and Gentiles? It is I return scope carbine video. Carbine. Investors, possibly you. I just kind of wanted to get on here and share my 2 cents about a scope carbine. I'm assuming, listen, I see it on my Instagram timeline, my YouTube timeline. I'm assuming we're basically talking about general purpose rifles here. Maybe with a little bit of, I said rifle, like a rifle. But I'm assuming a little more magnification, almost like a DMR, but like a light setup. Almost like a, like a 16-inch with a heavy scope on that thing. That's what I'm assuming. I could be completely wrong. And if I am, I don't care. We'll just give y'all a little introduction to what I would call a scoped carbine and what I would prefer to run if I was running an AR, which I more lean towards a 7.62 by 39, like an AK or AK platform kind of deal. But just let y'all know what I would prefer to run as an AR these days, and how I could see it would be beneficial to the average civilian to have one. So we'll go through. I'm also gonna kind of walk y'all through what I want to be my home shooting range. I recently moved to another state, and yeah, we're just filling things out. Got the dog building set up, got the chain link put up, so now I can kind of walk out my back door and shoot. But I'm kind of working out of state as well, so don't have a lot of time on my hands. But while I had some, I wanted to go ahead and knock out some content. So stay with me, my Jews and Gentiles. We will be back free Afghanistan, All right, now where I would see a scope carbine come into play is pretty much everywhere, man. I mean, I honestly feel like every civilian right now should have an AR-15. I mean, looking at the world in shambles, looking at the old Trumpster, looking at the genuine geopolitics that are going on currently in America and in the world, you say geo, talk about everything. I would assume everybody probably needs a rifle. Sorry, I was moving my lawnmower. But and specifically, if I'm talking, I come from like a hunting background, not necessarily like a tactical background. But if I'm talking about shot placement, I want to know exactly where I'm sending stuff and when I'm sending stuff, So and when you're going after an animal, especially like big game like whitetail, you want to hit those key areas. Let's keep it PG, or keep it GP, keep it general population. I want to keep it PG because I don't want to get stripped off this YouTube stuff. But we're just gonna walk through the woods, man. Talking about some scope carbines. Let y'all know what goes on in the mind of a average Joe, average deer hunter. But I like guns. I like semi-automatic rifles. I've talked about on this channel before basically how the main reason I got into this kind of stuff is basically just fear of the unknown. They tell you shouldn't have it, so I think we should have it. Yeah, man, I see the value in being able to put multiple rounds on target on a specific area back to back. I mean, I just do. I don't see, this isn't the Wild West anymore. This isn't the late 1800s. We're not being chased by lever actions and single shots, or take it back even a little further. And technically some people are, we're not going after single shot black powder. If someone's coming after you, they're coming after you with at least the bare minimum, a semi-automatic pistol, unless you're crazy. And then, I mean, that would make sense, but yeah, we're just gonna walk y'all through it, run some drills. And I'm just gonna say, I think let's not get too mixed up in what's being ran through our algorithm, right? Like GPR, DMR, SBR, scope carbine. Get an AR-15, get a semi-automatic rifle, get an AK. I would prefer probably an AK. You know, one of the things that really set home for me are two things. This is why I go AK, but we're just gonna we'll bust some shots out with my suppressed little DMR setup, whatever you want to call it, and then this is what rings home with the whole idea of AK versus AR, big caliber versus smaller caliber, or whatever. You know, the whitetail thing, I've seen what a 308 does to deer. I've shot deer with a 270 and had them get away from me, right? Actually, I take that back. I've shot one with a 25 super short mag and it's got away from me. Never lost one from a 270. But what I can tell you is it's all about shot placement, but the big calibers make up for your little bit of lack in accuracy. Now, maybe I'm just maybe I'm the only one that lets my nerves get to me when I'm trying to, put a shot on a nice deer, or trying to quick scope a deer like this is a video game or something like I have done in my past, right? But I think the big calibers step up in terms of, I was shooting with my buddy, shout out Operator Overalls, and we were shooting at, he's got these steel targets lined up, and maybe honestly, probably I want to do something here at the little home range. And he was, he had like a bunch of wood, just like bunch of big, probably extra like baseboards or something that he had put behind these targets, kind of just give it a backdrop, right? His dad probably set it up for him when he was younger, or maybe he did, right? And I was shooting my ARs, or my AR at the time, or whatever, his AR, whatever. And I'm talking about they zip, man. But when they hit that wood, it's like zip. When I started shooting my AK, my M70 at the time, which I still like my M70, knocks chunks of wood. I mean, chunks flying. Just boom, boom, boom. All I'm saying is if somebody runs up on me, I want to be able to dump a lot of energy and power towards their way, right? AR's lighter, more mobile. But let's be real, man. Not too long ago, we were in the middle of, pretty much the desert around goat herders, and they're running around with flip-flops and AKs. Not discrediting anything that anybody's been through. But all I got to say is, But I don't know, man. I'm going to get out here, shoot some stuff, let y'all get in the mind of me a little bit. I'm back at it. Maybe I'll start trying to record a little bit. I got what I think would be way better than a scoped carbine. Maybe we'll drop that in the next video, right? So just stay tuned, watch me shoot a little bit. Maybe I'll run you through what I want to be the home range and how I want to set it up. Peace out. It's me with the backwards cap, the generic Costco shorts, and the flip-flops. Steady like a rock, baby. All right. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time wasting your time because, this isn't like a review. This is just, oh my goodness, what are those? Anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time. Sorry, those are my Hobbit feet. Wasting your time and giving you all the specifics. This isn't a review. This is merely just a dive into what I would consider a scoped carbine. I don't even know if this is what the masses are calling a scoped carbine. But this is pretty much a 16-inch rifle. Got a suppressor, rugged razor, 7.62 can on there. Now, do I want to put a 5.56 can on there? Me personally, no, because I cannot stand back pressure. That is one of the biggest turnoffs to me about running suppressed. That is why many people that own suppressors, and maybe half the people that own suppressors, they end up preferring to just kind of shoot without suppressors. That might not be how you feel, but that's how some people feel. So this is merely just a IWI Zion stock. This has got that rugged razor up front. This has got a Streamlight, which is a beautiful, beautiful rattle can job on that thing. That would be a Zero-Tech scope. Now, to be honest, guys, that scope is probably more bolt action vibes, right? It's really heavy. It's really big. Yeah, it could maybe take a precision roll, but there's really only about 3 or 4 hashes on it. I could literally draw you the reticle but it's just not, it's kind of lackluster, to be real with you. But it's mounted with a Leopold, and you know the IWIs come with B5 systems furniture, which I prefer if I'm running an AR. I really love the B5 SOP mod stock. It is, in my opinion, one of the best stocks. Everybody or a lot of people don't like how it's not squared off at the bottom. There's other stocks that kind of fill that role. But yeah, weapons clear, you know, bolts open, whatever, following the rules allegedly. So yeah, that's just my setup. We're gonna take a couple targets and we're gonna shoot them and we're gonna call it a day, guys. That's just kind of my feelings on the scope carbine. I think everybody should own one. I'm not saying everybody should own a 10.5 with a EOTech and a magnifier and a laser, and no, I'm not saying everybody should own those. If you want to, good for you. I probably will never own a short-barreled AR. Maybe not. Maybe. Okay, I don't know. Okay, you got me. Maybe I will. But yeah, that's my little setup. We're going to shoot it. I do probably need to get a 5.56 end cap, but I think I'm just going to get one of their flash hider end caps, because this guy's kind of got a little fireball out that thing on your first shot. So we're going to go up and get some ammo. Yeah, and maybe load up 240 round mags and just get to eating. Maybe I gotta check my zero on this thing and see how it's cooking. So yeah, but look at that swag, the farmers market swag right there. Woo. Your flow, we're gonna start with that's gonna be our target, and then how do I misspell that? Guard? Why is it? Yeah, it's definitely GUARD. Why in the world did that look wrong? My bad, guys. All right, butchered that. Jeez. That guard off. I don't write this incompetent normally. It's just I've got no area to. Yeah, we're gonna X marks the spot. Let's just see if this will work. Now, well, the box went to straight up oblivion. Sorry. Go check it out. This isn't going to be precision shooting, guys, and I'll show you in a second how I kind of want to set this up to where, like, the top of the hill to the bottom, it's kind of where I work my rifles, because like there is no doubt in my mind, like I'm shooting about 50, and I can get a 100-yard shot out. I mean, there's places around this property that I can get pretty far off, but you know, I want to have control of my rounds, because other people live around the area, and I'm kind of paranoid when it comes to stuff like that. So let's take a couple more shots. Straight into my arm. Let's let the 40 round mag just eat. Let's let it eat. Cracking. Not definitely not the quietest can, but it's cool. Got it on safe. Let's just walk on down here. Walk on down here and check it out. All right, I just got news. I woke my son up. The suppressor is not that quiet. I wouldn't call this one a silencer per se, but let's go check this box out, because this box looks ate up. But yeah, so you know, this is geez, poor box. It's a bad day to be some cardboard. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how she runs. Not do anything crazy. This is kind of one, I think I want to make that area where we shoot some pistols, go into the bank, and then I think, goodness gracious, golly, I think I want to make, let's see if we can zoom it out a little. I want to make this little run up here the outside rifle range. All right. Peace out, you Jews and Gentiles. Appreciate you listening. I'm going to go in, hang out with my son. Pretty sure he just woke up. So, peace. Jesus Christ, #1.